different. You go to hockey games to get excited. 2 goals with the goalie pulled, and the Bruins, showing hearts of lions, have tied it 3-3.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back. Not the way we wanted to be. We're here today with Rigged, Sad, and yours truly here, Depression. For episode,
I didn't even read the names for you guys.
for episode 20. What is this? 26? Yeah, 26 of the Same Seats podcast. Boys, what a run! What a run!
When we entered this, we had no expectations, and they surprised us, and we had a blast cheering on this style of team. And I mean, everyone had them as a lottery team, and they gave us 6 games in the playoffs in May. It's kind of unreal. So I mean, it was a bummer because they even had a shot in Game 6 to push it to 7, but it just didn't pan out.
It was great until it wasn't. It really was. And the team just gets your hopes up, and they really know how to just stick it right up your ass.
The Hampus Lindholm drop pass heard around the world. The worst play I've seen in 20 years. Just abysmal. It was, I mean, even Pasta came up to him after and was like, hey, I thought the set play was like, you come here, like, kind of like decision on the player that has the puck. And holy crikey, was that bad.
Wasn't even close. Didn't even the effort on. Before we get there, though, I want to circle back to.
You said it to your how mad you were.
The heart rate's already rising. I'll check it on the watch. It's probably upwards of like 120 right now. But BCam, to your point, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into when we started this. About a month and a half in, really didn't know what was going to happen, how we were going to turn out. But I think all things considered, as first-time podcasters, just completely insane. It couldn't have worked out better for us. There was shit to talk about all season long, the highs, the lows. Did we think we'd be doing this in March? Probably not, right? Like, just based on how the season started and everything. So all things considered, successful first season for the Same Seats podcast, but we have some soggy sorrows here. This is going to be quick today. People probably don't want to hear us talk for an hour now that the season's over, but we're going to do some soggy sorrows, look ahead with some good takes here, and then talk about, we'll have Rigged talk about the rigged lottery, just really piling on to the soggy sorrows. And then we just want to outline like what to expect from us coming down the line here, right? Like, Same Seats isn't going anywhere. Sorry for our like 40 listeners. We're still here. Tune in. 40? According to the stats, that's an average.
Generous.
That's an average.
I think Same Seats may have turned the season around. We dropped in November, and all of a sudden they're on a heater, ripping into playoffs. Supposed to be a lottery team. Far from it. 23rd pick overall. The Same Seats difference.
It's impressive.
Such a fun season. I was on the record saying that I wasn't going to watch a game this year.
I mean, I distinctly remember. Sorry, BCam.
No. That was kind of the thought, and like now I was drinking the piss and vinegar with the team.
And I distinctly
but funneling
remember
it.
Early episodes.
I don't.
Maybe now.
You were in it.
But I remember early in the episodes just being like, I just hope the team is watchable for the rest of this year. Because last year they weren't watchable. This year you got invested. And that's why it hurts. It doesn't hurt as much as years in the past, but it still hurts. Because whenever you get into those games, you always say, what if? You never know. Kings were an 8 seed 2 years in a row. We were down 1. We were pressing 10 minutes left. And then Zach Benson just sticks it right in our craw.
Yeah, and I mean, it would have been. I mean, think about the emotions and how long that series felt if they had to do that again. I mean, I mean, you saw the injuries that came out.
Yeah,
I
holy
mean,
shit.
holy shit! I mean, McAvoy broken hand, Arvidsson punctured lung, Zadorov torn MCL. I don't even know how you skate on that.
Crazy. Ended
That's
my
coming
first
from a
junior
couple of
hockey
guys who used to
season.
wear some knee braces too when they'd play.
Yes,
Still do every Monday night.
that's like it's not easy to put that thing underneath the shin pad.
No, I'm completely soft. He's a friggin' nail gun.
No, I'm just saying in general though that thing is bulky to put underneath the shin pad.
Yeah.
But that was so is and then Zaka high ankle sprain. I mean, I feel like Hampus Lindholm has a foot fracture 24/7, 365. So I mean, take that with a grain of salt.
He's made of glass.
Pasta with a small groin tear. that must kill. That must kill. And then for Elias Lindholm, it just says back. So just
Also made of glass.
Not
Must
back. Elias
Lindholm's.
Lindholm not back.
back injury, but not officially not back. But yeah, it was a fun season. I had a fucking blast. And like to your point, Mikey, it's uncanny how same seat starts, Bruins turn around and go the direction that people didn't think they were going to go in. So, but a lot to look forward to, ton to look forward to, tons of guys in this team that I think are going to be a part of the future, and I think we're entering a very exciting time right now for us Bruins fans, and I think the draft lottery, there's some pros and cons, mostly cons, but I think one of the pros is it's going to force Don and Neely's hands to pursue trades because there's absolutely no reason to have 3 first round picks in 2028 when we have guys that are 28, 29, and 30 years old that are in their prime and are all stars. So and I think that's from what I gathered from that press conference today with Neely and Don was that they're going to pursue that, which is very comforting to hear.
See, something really needs to change. Because we all went into the series like Buffalo's an ideal matchup. We ate our words, but looking back earlier in the season, they were an ideal matchup for the Bruins. They really were. But
Well, I mean, comparatively, Carolina wasn't an ideal matchup, so it's like
no,
pick your poison. Like,
lesser of the two
it
evils there.
technically was an ideal matchup for the Bruins.
And I was talking to someone today. Buffalo kind of reminds me of like a poor, like not a poor man's, maybe like the BJ's version of like Vegas when they won the cup. Just like big bodies, big D, like can play. Kind of a question mark in goaltending. So like Buffalo's the for realsies. Joke's on us. Sorry, Trevor Katz, our deranged Buffalo fan. But here's the Bruins playoff. Their playoff results in the last 5 years. Second round loss to the Islanders. First round loss to Carolina. First round loss to Florida. Second round loss to Florida. First round loss to Buffalo. And you had something, but Mike, before you go with that thought.
That was purely just like a wet fart noise that I was just like, ooh, that blows.
Not great. And Cam said something interesting in the press conference today, and it was something along the lines of, we know it's unacceptable. We have to start competing. Like, would we rather see the Bruins be complete wet farts for the next like 2 years and do like draft, not do a rebuild, but like draft high versus dealing with this chaos of a first round, second round, first round, second round exit?
So you're asking blow it up or keep retooling, essentially.
Yeah, or just keep being an average team that you get bounced and you don't get good picks.
It's hard to say to blow it up because I will reactionarily say blow it up. When the lottery balls bounced the way they did last night, I said blow it up. I was ready to, I was going to trade David Pastrnak, Charlie McAvoy for a third round pick in 2023 8. So I can be reactionary and say blow it up, but I really don't think that works. I think you need to be in the dance as many times as you can. And I think this year was important for them with their young guys that they have, because I do think that those guys are going to be the core moving forward. Like I forget who was talking about it, but someone was talking about the core that the Bruins have right now. And when you ask who is the core, it's okay, it's Pasta, it's McAvoy, it's Swayman. Who else? Who else is it really?
I mean,
It
Zaka.
is he though? Like,
I saw
are you
people throwing
sure?
Zaka, Lindholm out there.
That last one, you just can't
No,
get me.
agree.
So you have three players that you're 100% no doubt, like it not up for debate. Yes, these are the 3 players that are the core. Are 3 players enough to form a core? I don't think so. So I think there needs to be younger guys. I think Mitten's going to be a core player. Uzi's going to be a core player eventually. And then I think they still need one more person, one more young guy. I guess Hagen's, but I mean, who knows at this point? So
I mean, it is like, but to your point, Mikey, like, I don't disagree with you, and I don't really know what the analytics say on whatever the fuck it is. It's like you need this amount of core players in order to have this percentage shot at winning a cup. But I mean, having a core player at each position, that doesn't come around all that often. So we're covering all of our bases and we're having guys there. But the problem is that those core guys are not being supported by those other players that are supposed to be supporting them. And that's getting David Pastrnak a center, a first line center, someone that can keep up with him. That's getting Charlie McAvoy some defensive help. That will also result in getting Swayman some help. So I really think that these trades that they need to pursue, and I hope they pursue, are in that realm, because I just can't. I don't see a world where Zadorov is your second best defenseman. He can't be. And like, listen, they played well this year and whatnot, but and I know you had mentioned that Marat and Minton are going to be a part of the future, which I really hope they are. But 2 guys that I thought played like pretty well in the playoffs, they both had 0 points. 0 points on the score sheet. So that's kind of unacceptable if you're going to have teams that are going to be competing. And I know they're both young, first playoff experience and whatnot, but we're putting a lot of pressure on Minton to be this dude. And I have some concerns that he might not be the guy that we all think he is.
He's got a finishing issue, to cut you off, BCam.
Yeah.
Like, to your point, right? Like there's some red flags there. But and we are the biggest pro Franz podcast in America.
But like, you got to call a spade a spade. Like, it's 0 points when you're playing top 9 minutes in 6 games of the playoffs, where he got some power play time, and so did Kuzi. So it's like,
get a secondary apple in there or something, dude. Get on the score sheet.
You got to get on there. So that's kind of my I don't know. And I'll get to it a little bit later on, just on some of the moves I want to see them make. But love Minton. I think he's a great player, but I'm also not opposed to packaging him up. We have some dudes coming up that are very, very good players. And if they're what we expect them to be, then they'll be better.
So, that is a steamy take.
I do have some draft talk for later.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to get off the topic of the core yet, right? Because you hear about the core. Like the Leafs, they had their core 4, and now like Matthews is probably going to walk, right? With all that crap going on over there. The Bruins remind me of the Stars in a sense, and hear me out, where you have like you have a building block at each position. So Ottinger, Swayman, right? Your building blocks in that. Miro Heiskanen and Charlie McAvoy, shout out to BCam for pulling up how the Finnish pronounce their names. You have them all-time clip. You have the guys like that. Then you have like Pasta and Robertson. And you're like, oh, you really can't compare Pasta and Robertson. Well, Robertson, he's a complete machine. And he's close to a point per game, if not over a point per game every single season. So you have your building blocks at each position. Now, what do you do to find the guys you can support around them, right? At a high level, that could potentially be a building block on another team. You look at Minnesota, right? This Minnesota Colorado series is insane because the amount of talent on both sides, and Minnesota's down arguably two of their better players. Like you have Kaprizov and Boldy, two building blocks, right? Up front. Then you have Faber and Hughes, and then you have another two building blocks in that. You look at Colorado, they have Marty Nakis, or however you pronounce his name, and McKinnon. You have Makar, Tays, and then you got the Woods in net. Like, you look at all of these teams who are built to make deep runs, they have two of those building blocks at minimum at each position. Like, the Bruins don't have another D that can do it. Corby can't do it in net. Like, even though he came up big for us at times, like, we got the MVP of the AHL, like, ready to go. Like, let's get this guy a rep. And then this comes back. And I know I'm ranting here and rambling, but you got Hagens. What's Hagens going to do? It's too early to tell, right? Like, we all think he's going to be the second coming of Christ. Like, we need someone now who's ready now to step in and be that compliment to Pasta. Because he said it, dude. Like, third, it's crazy to say because, like, we're all, like, same age as him for the most part. Right? He's old in the NHL or getting there. So what do you do?
He's confirmed old.
Yeah.
Regardless. I can't even imagine being in the NHL 30.
No, I'm playing 82.
It's like there. I would be on a med flight out of Boston. So
I've had allergies and I could barely make it to work this week. So
done hangover out for a week.
Those are three very good examples, and to expand on the Dallas Stars one, I mean, they got Rantanen and Wyatt Johnson and Thomas Hartley to support that cast.
Got Essa Lindell on the back end, Hartley.
Yeah. So they have, I mean, again, I know I mentioned that he might have worked at Stop and Shop before, but we had Aspero paired with McAvoy and Quinn Hughes is paired with Faber. So it's not comparable.
No, but that's who you got to compete with.
I mean, you look at the you look at the old Beast teams too. Like look at how the deep cup runs they made. You had Chara, you had Bergeron, you had Krejci, you had Marchand, you had Seidenberg, you had Boychuk. Like, you had dudes at every position.
Like, when the Bruins were making their runs, they had Bergie and Krejci. You had essentially two. Krejci was arguably one of the more underappreciated players in the league for years because he was playing second fiddle to Bergeron. But without him, the Bruins don't make those runs. One of the years, he led the team in scoring. You know, like, you need, like you said, Mike, dudes to come in and be dudes and, like, make plays. Like, we can't have our future core going pointless, just having fun, getting experience, right? Like, I get pulling Hagens out. He didn't have any points, but I mean, give the kid the experience. Like, we didn't stand a chance coming back after, like, them getting the belt to butt cheeks at home that game. Like, there wasn't a chance. And I think the bigger conversation is, what the hell happens at home in the playoffs? Like, do we burn the TD Garden down between both, like, the Celtics and the Bruins? Like, do the fans just pull out the seats? Do we burn the place to the ground? Start over?
It's cursed. Yes. You need the black and gold seats back. It starts with us.
I don't know. I'm ranting, but I'm worked up.
Seats.
I've been waiting for this episode for a little too long, just because all the shit that's happened.
Well, Dave, you make a good point with all of this, but I think the elephant in the room is the Bruins have had a hard time finding support for these guys that we're mentioning. We're talking about finding support for Pasta. How long did we try and find support for Krejci? We just couldn't have. I think it's still going. They're like, yeah,
we still have the search out.
It was also jarring to see that Krejci just turned 40 years old the other day. Like, he still maybe had some left in the tank.
I don't know. He blew up like a tick. You see him lately?
Yeah, but he's got
good for him.
Yeah, I know. He's enjoying the fruits of his labor now. But yeah, I mean, like, they tried to do it with Rick Nash, which we all thought was a stretch when they tried to trade for him, and they gave up a lot.
Yeah, but you see what Taylor Hall's doing now? Like, he was a Bruin.
Yeah, that's like shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like, he didn't play well when he was here in the latter half of his time here. So
I liked him. I liked him on the Bees, though. Like,
I liked him too. I wish they could have kept him.
yeah. But I think there's a problem, and I think it's assessing talent when they're thinking about trades and what they're willing to give up. And the Bruins draft history is abysmal. So
horrendous.
I'm looking at this 23rd pick, and I know that this is supposed to be a pretty heavy draft here, but God Almighty, if they missed on some of these picks in the past, where it's like, do we do this whole thing again, or do we like pair it for a Robertson, a Robert Thomas, anybody? And
Zach Hamill 7.0, dude. We can only have that heartbreak so much.
So do we want to get into trade talk? Because I got some bangers lined up.
Rip it off here, because I'm looking for top 3 here, and this can include free agents, offer sheets, RFAs, UFAs, whatever you're really thinking.
So I have 3 trades. The top 3 that I would like to see for my offseason bucket list. My first is Swayman, Toronto first round pick in 2028, Florida first round pick in 2028, Pavel Zacha for the disgruntled Leon Draisaitl.
Can you say that one more time?
Jeremy Swayman.
Yeah.
Toronto's 2028 first round pick. Florida Panthers 2028 first round pick. Pavel Zacha for Leon get me out of Edmonton Draisaitl.
That's quite the package, though. You think that's what
Draisaitl? Dude, it's Leon Draisaitl.
He's the second or third best player in the, maybe not the second, but he's a top 5 player in the league.
You think that's too much? I thought you have said that's not enough.
No, I think it's 1 first round pick too much.
I'm ready to give up more.
No, hey, you know what?
What else you want?
Our hopes were so high to get this 6th overall pick. At this point, unless we're drafting in the top 10, let it cook.
I agree.
Let it fly.
All right,
Don't care.
I know.
So chew on that.
I thought.
Chew on that. I'm going to go rapid fire here. I'm going to give you my second one.
All right.
MVP of the AHL Hockey League, the Hockey League. DiPietro. 7th round pick, James Higgins. 2028 Toronto first round pick. 4, Brady, get me out of Canada, Tkachuk.
Was there a draft pick thrown in there?
Toronto 2028 first round pick.
So you just really hate this Toronto pick, huh?
Dude, it's basically useless now at this point.
No, it is 2028. What are we doing?
It's a 3-year-old pick.
They're obviously going to give it to the Flyers if it falls outside the.
Yeah, I don't.
Out of doubt,
they'd be moronic to trade it within the division. Especially
the conditional shit needs to stop.
And then my last one. I don't. This is the only one that I could see maybe them saying no. Lowry, Hampus, Elias, 2028 Florida first round pick for Pavel Dorofeyev and Jeremy Lauzon. Golden Knights.
Kind of a bag for those 2 guys. You want to run it back with Lauzon?
Yeah, they might charge you another first just to take on Hampus and Elias.
Take it off your hands, fee.
That's the Lindholm tax, is what that is.
Those are some heavy contracts that we're dealing with here now.
Cap's going up.
Cap's going up even more. Do you see that? It came out today. I think it's bumping up like another couple mil, and they have the space.
Yeah. The only one that's cap that is cap concerning is the Tkachuk one, because you're not trading NHL roster players. But the first one you get in Swayman, that's $8.5 million. The third
but they still have $14 million in cap space, give or take.
Right. No, all of these can be done. They can fit in the cap. I've used my quant, and he crunched the numbers, and he said they're good.
Well, I think they'll buy out Korpisalo. They'll eat some money on that, but obviously the cap won't be affected by it. And I think he's like $4 million. So tack on another 4. He's 100% getting bought out, 100%.
No, I think they could package him in something, dude. Because there's a team that's gonna want like a backup.
don't know. I don't know who's out there or who would take them. I think if
I
anything,
feel like the
they'd carry
Sharks
him in
could
the
go for like a
AHL.
Corpusalo, or like Edmonton drinks the Kool-Aid a little bit. Like Edmonton over rotated big time with the Skidder for Jari 1-for-1. I mean, come on with it.
Yeah. I almost said a word that we can't say on the podcast, but
Let's not get
yeah,
canceled. This
I
is our
don't know if
first season.
Edmonton. I don't know if Edmonton would do the same goalie move again.
I
They
positioned
got to do
this
something.
trade prior. I positioned Corpusalo to Edmonton, and I was told
For Drat?
I was I was told that it was an idiotic trade proposal online, and we'll refrain from saying any names of who said that. But if it does happen, credit to Brian.
Shout out past Brian.
That's
Stuff someone in a
all-time
locker
idiotic.
who deserves to be stuffed in a locker. Those are some good takes, Mike. I like those. I do
Thank
have
you.
one.
I don't like. I hate. The
I'll text him over to.
I hate the first one so much.
I'll text them over to you guys. Can you guys tweet them out for me?
I have them written down here.
Since Mike included that Toronto pick in every single trade proposal, I have a fact about the Toronto pick.
It's good as gone.
It's gone. It's useless. So, Toronto has missed the playoffs twice in the past 10 years. And guess how many times they have won the lottery in the past 10 years?
2 times.
Twice. You're telling me that this goddamn lottery is not rigged for the biggest market and the biggest club? And a 9.5% chance.
Rigged.
It's Dumb and Dumber coded where they go for Mary Swanson. It's like, so you're telling me there's a chance? Bud Christmas had a better chance at wheeling Mary Swanson than the Toronto Maple Leafs should have had winning the first overall.
Rigged.
Someone's brain is working overtime right now.
It's Cameron's.
Oh boy.
Well, I read, and I'm fact checking myself right here, that the Ernest Young and Young runs the is overseeing both the NHL and the NBA lottery.
Excuse me?
EY.
Fact check.
The investment firm?
Yep.
And are they being paid off by...
Is that real? That's got to be AI.
Nope, that's real.
No, there was a representative there last night when Bucci Creep was doing his thing.
It is. It's and for both leagues to have a lottery issue. Tinfoil hat here. You cannot convince me that this thing is not rigged when Toronto is the number one NHL market team. Number one.
Bar none.
Like by far. And
they're the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL.
Without a doubt, great comparison. You're not gonna convince me that they're not being catered to. Ticket sales were down. You heard Biz talk about it all season, that there's empty seats everywhere. The media is all over the players. Matthews isn't happy. Their expectations for this year were, I think, top 2 in Atlantic, and they stunk. And now they're sitting there and they're like, okay, ticket sales are down. Matthews might be gone. What are we going to do here? I mean, give me a break that they got the first overall pick. And I want them to take it back to the board here, and I want them to watch those last 15 games that the Toronto Maple Leafs played in, because I'm sensing some tanking here. It was a perfect storm what happened here.
And then they go out and they hire the used car salesman Chaika for the job the day before they get the first overall pick. You're telling me, like, who happened just to get reinstated by Gary, like, to get back into the league for former, like, collusion and doing a bunch of, like, off the book stuff. He was colluding and trying to recruit other guys to build his team. It's nuts.
Dude, he was the GM of the Coyotes at 26 years old.
Isn't that insane?
Come again? Are we joking?
We could.
There was no other candidates for the Coyotes to select from. They decided to take a kid that was 4 years out of college
They could have called
I'd
us.
be like, hey, let's see what you got. NHL franchise. And this guy gets suspended from the league and he just takes over the number one position in all of the NHL? Original six team? Give me a break. Give me a
Crazy.
break.
There's something wrong
I mean,
there.
you could have told me that if Toronto finished 10th or 11th, they're still going to win the lottery. From what my eyeballs witnessed, it was just an utter disgrace of pure rigged bullshit.
There was no way they weren't getting it.
Yelled.
Well, we talked about it in real time. They're pulling out the draft lottery balls and they're not even done yet. And Butcher Gross is like, "We'll be right back." No. I want to see those balls go in the machine. I want to see them go in the machine. That was the whole point of the show, is to put them in the machine, have the viewers watch them, and make sure that there was no collusion happening. They're like, "We'll be right back."
Do it behind closed doors.
I don't know how they're rigging it, but they are rigging it.
Me and my dad were talking about this morning. I think there's some heavier ping pong balls in there. Maybe like that old Dave. You'll appreciate the old fishermen that were waiting their bass.
Put a couple sinkers in there and pump up those stats, boys. That's what was going on.
Yep.
There was some funny business. Before, I don't have specific trades, but I got some thoughts on who's got to go and who I'd like to see come. Before that, though, pumped for the Sharks. The Sharks are low-key fun, and we don't really associate with San Jose, but they're going to have another top pick, probably Chase Reed, who's been jumping up the rankings. They're going to be a problem. Like, the Sharks in Anaheim, like, in a couple of years, like, that's going to be really fun to bring that back.
I still think that's a joke. Like
it's a joke, but still, like a couple clicks for them.
No, I mean, fuck them. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Agreed, BCam. Agreed.
That's
like Dave. This is a Bruins show.
Yeah,
sorry.
Sorry,
we're just Bruins bag lickers over here.
No, I just you're telling me that the Rangers, who are poopy pants all year, and the Vancouver Canucks, even the Seattle Kraken, throw them a
or
bone.
Calgary. Yeah, Calgary. They got a new shed coming in.
Well, Calgary, isn't it that they've never had like a top 3 pick like ever?
No, and they're bona fide booty butt cheeks.
I think it's all market related. I really do. It's
gotta be.
And San Jose big market, man, Jose.
No, but California. There's what do they got? 3 or 4 teams out there. I mean, the Kings they got swept in 4. The Ducks are thriving right now, but like they're trying to grow the game here, and you have to do it across the.
There's a fine line between growing the game and actually
they take care of the market, the top market, and then they do the supplemental markets that need growth.
Yeah, there's a fine line though. Like you want to see like those suffering fan bases like get back in the mix. You know, like it's good to rag on them, but like the teams that blow, like give them a bump, like give them a chance to like draft high. But anyways, enough of the draft. Piss me off. We lose sleep over it.
We'll have more in late June.
Yeah, when we actually talk about the draft. Maybe go back to buffs for the draft.
When the drafting like fem. Put that one back. If we go back to buffs.
All right, Brady Tkachuk's a name that I would like to see in the black and gold. And what's it going to take? I don't know. I have no idea. The Bruins, they need that top echelon talent. And you've heard names like Elias Pettersson out there. That dude needs a change of scenery. I'm not crazy about his game. Honest, I'm not. But that's a super highly skilled guy. And with a change of scenery, it could potentially do something good for a low, like a low cost or like low return. Like you dish like a Korpisalo because Demko gets hurt like every other week because he blows out his hips. Send him over a first and maybe a prospect or 2, right? The Hampus Lindholm experiment in Boston needs to come to an end. They brought him on and he plays well, but I don't understand his game. And like there were times that he took over when he first came to the Bruins, like holy shit, like all right, we got what we were looking for here. But with the injuries and everything, like that experiment needs to end, and we need to get him off the books because there's guys in Providence who could use a shot, or some team's going to look at him and be like, hey, this is a solid second or third pair D who could help us get over the hump. Like a stack team or whatever. Like, he's got to go. I don't think they're going to move off of Elias. I would like to see there be no Lindholms next season on the Boston Bruins.
Agreed.
That's the first order
100%.
business. Second order business, they need to give these younger guys more opportunity. And Don said in the press conference today that they didn't have the right guys for the system this year, and they were forcing guys to adapt to the system. And they ended up getting more out of them than they should have. And that was an interesting quote. It's like, why aren't we just getting guys that are going to fit in the system, or why don't we adapt? There's really no give and take here, and this is how we're going to operate. No one's going to want to play in Boston. BCam, to your point, the Bruins haven't attracted guys to complement the Pastas in the free agency market. Like, when was the last big free agent signing? It was Savard and Chara years ago. We haven't had a big splash free agent come in years. And shocker, there's no one on the market now. So I feel like people have to convince guys to come to Boston or overpay, like we did with Zadorov and Lindholm. And look how that turned out, a pile of balls. So they need to give these younger guys a shot. And the Lindholms need to go. The Lindholm twins, they got to go. And then even I wouldn't be opposed to dishing a prospect, a high-end prospect, to your point, a Franz, if he's going to return a top-end talent in a package for Kachuk or for Robert Thomas, who's probably not going to get moved, but would love to see that, or Robertson. Robertson's going to ask for the bag in Dallas, and they only have $11 million in cap space. They got to shit or get off the pot. So would love to see some really high-end support. And if a Higgins' camp is pissed off about him not playing in the playoffs and he doesn't want to be here, he's not getting a shot. That's okay. We just better get a good return. Probably an unpopular opinion, but
no, you can't force.
I agree with that, Dave.
Can't force the relationship.
No,
it's not there.
Cut all the first round picks. Literally, they are so bad at drafting, and we had a Donnie Maya culpa, whatever. If you're not drafting in the top 10 or even the top 15, move them. Move off of these picks and find guys in college free agency. Now, the way that everything's shaping up with the NLI and how kids are bouncing around, it's kind of NIL, NLI, whatever. I don't give a shit. How it's all moving around. Grab college free agents. They tend to work better than some of the kids that are drafted in a late round or sometimes even the first round, or they don't pan out. So again, don't have specific trades, but the guys that want to get out of their teams and that have been pretty vocal about it, it should be open season. And they said in the press conference they got to do something today. So they got to put their money where their mouth is, or we're just going to keep doing this vicious cycle of losing in the first round or just missing and getting an ass pick in the mid to late first round.
Yeah. The free agency market blows. Mm-hmm. I took another look today, and holy cow.
Terrible.
It's not free agency isn't a thing in, I would say, all major sports now, because everyone they have their guys in their system that they signed a long contracts right from the get-go, and they never even make it to testing out free agency. So, Tuck's going to get 11.
He's not going anywhere, and people are morons if they think he's leaving Buffalo.
No, he's not leaving.
Not a chance.
My trades were, I guess, more similar to Mikey's, but Brady Kachuk. You'd be dumb not to want him on the Bruins. I'm willing to give up.
The Subaru Twitter are the people who don't want him on the Bruins.
The Subaru Twitter, 100%. And I'm willing to give up Mint and Dino in a first.
All right, so
I don't hate that.
Call me crazy. I would say Franz is probably one of my untouchables.
Really?
Yeah. He is.
Okay.
I'd rather hold on to Dino in that case than Franz. You don't get 6'7" right-handed shot forwards on like off a tree. Like
Yeah, but you know what Franz is. But you know what his game is. It's 200 feet. Dude, he played 82 games this year. Like, that's pretty damn impressive as a rookie.
no, it isn't. He had a shitload of goals.
And he performed. What do you have? 30, close to 30 points?
Yeah, over 30.
Yeah. I got high hopes for Franzi boy. Where I'm a big Franzi stan. So much so that I say he's untouchable for me.
My only concern is we have a log jam of for centers 2 and 3. And I would throw Minton in there. I would throw Hagen's in there. I would throw Zucker in there. So it's just kind of like who's willing to play the wing or who doesn't align with where the Bruins are going.
And then what do you do for your 1C? You got to dish one of them.
Exactly. This is the predicament that the Bruins get themselves caught in all the time, where they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll just mix match the lines every single game and filter people in and out, and then we just never get that 1C." And I just don't want to see that ever again.
No, and they always ask too much of guys that shouldn't be in that role, right? Like Charlie Coyle, second line center. He's a perfect third line center. Perfect, like cookie cutter third line center. You know what you're going to get out of them. They just ask too much of guys because they're either too cheap or they just can't attract the right guys and make the right deal.
Yeah. And my second thing here, and I'm saying this as I don't want it to happen, but I think it's going to happen. And the Bruins aren't going to sign Anthony Mantha this season. They are. They will. They'll throw him $5 million a year.
That's such a Bruins signing.
It is such a Bruins signing.
Oh,
why did you put that out there?
Well, I just know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. It's like I can feel it, and I'm not going to be surprised to see $10 million 2 years. No questions. No questions. I know it's going to happen. It's not what I want, but it's going to happen.
We're going to be punching air the second that tweet drops.
I know.
From Frank Spaghetti.
And then, so that one wasn't one that I wanted. It's just one that I know it's going to happen. This one I've been on for a while now. We got to buy him low, and that's Jordan Kyrou. Buy Jordan Kyrou low, 46 points last year. Blues ended up turning it around a little bit. It seemed like he didn't really catch the wave there. And he's 28 years old. He signed through 2030, 31. He's at 8.125 per year, which is a steal for a guy that can put up 30 goals. And I think you can package something along the lines of a first-round pick and a prospect and maybe a second or third-round pick in there or another lower end prospect in there. So that's kind of my thought around it. I just don't know what the Blues' appetite is to make trades because they kind of figured it out at the end and they can kind of just roll with it moving forward and hope guys step up.
Do you think Kyrou solves the problems, though? Like, seriously? Like, I know he's got speed and he's shifty and he's got some skill, but, like, does he solve the problems?
He solves a problem, not all of them. I think he's a skilled forward that they desperately need in the top 6. And I think we're talking about scenery changes. I think this is one of them for him. I don't know. I've seen some pressers from him before too. I think the biggest question mark would be handling a big network like Boston. So that's kind of my only concern with it.
Yeah. Like, I would love to, like, that's a guy you need, but do you push your chips in on a guy like that or?
Right.
Like
a bigger fish.
Yeah. Like he's, like we
that,
go back.
That almost seems like it's doing something just to do something.
Well, but I feel like that goes back to you got to have two of those building blocks in each, right? And if you're going to make a trade and you're going to like leverage some of the future, you got to go for one of those building block type of guys. And I don't know if Kyrou is. Like, I would love to see him on the Bruins. Like, I don't hate that proposal at all, BCam, but I just feel like and this goes back to me saying like Elias Pettersson, he's probably not it either. We'd love to see like some more skill. I don't know. It's the double-edged sword. You do something to do something, or you do something because you think it's the right move.
Yeah, but my concern is that the Bruins don't do anything, and we just stay stagnant, and we're caught in the same spot that we've been in the last 4 years.
That would be
I'm
very Bruins-esque.
done staying still and like being like, well, we could have done this, and then the prospect comes up that we didn't want to trade and stinks. Just done.
And then all of a sudden, you have Fabian Lysell on the 9th year for Providence Bruins trade.
Providence Bruins.
All right, boys. I got a wrap here though.
Okay.
So I don't know if we want to land the whole show, if you guys want to keep going, but
David
I'll
and I will carry it for the rest of it, and we'll give you warm wishes on the wedding weekend.
I'll give my closing thoughts. While it was a good season, I would say great season, 100 points, a lot to be proud of. A lot of people made big steps, a lot to be encouraged by in the future. It was still disappointing at the same time, and I think both can be true. But as a sicko Bruins fan, I'm ready to do it all again next year.
The drug.
So next up,
You're
boys,
addicted.
the draft.
You're addicted.
I'm addicted to the club. All right, peace.
Peace.
See ya.
Dave, this kind of went in line with your Elias Pettersson, and it doesn't really solve much, but saw some rumblings on Marco Rossi out in Vancouver.
Package deal. Maybe you and I both get what we want here.
But the way that I'm positioning all these trades that I'm talking about was all in alignment of them doing all of them. So it's like they did make the big splash with Brady.
You have to do, yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so like the big splash is like the name of the game here. Like all these other small supplemental pieces call them nothing without a big splash. And that big splash is Brady Tkachuk, Jason Robertson, or Robert Thomas. Those are the big splash.
I mean, Leon's comments, Mike made a decent point. Like, it'd be insane for Edmonton. But, dude, their window's closing. The German connection with Sturm and Draisaitl. I don't know if that's a thing, but it could be. Call me crazy. You know?
I don't think I don't think you're crazy at all. My only thing is like,
what do you send back?
We're putting a lot of investment into DiPietro and we haven't seen him play yet. If this was 2027, we're heading into the 2027-2028 season, it's a different story because then we're seeing DiPietro get at least 30 or 40 games and we can start to predict how he's going to play for them. But him just coming off cold off the bench does nothing for us if we're trading Swayman. I appreciate the thought around it, but I think Swayman's a complete
No, I agree. He was a sicko in the playoffs, and like, dude, we talked about this before. People are going to hold out against him in the contract holdout. Like, it got out of his system. You think the guys are still talking about it? Oh, he held out 2 years ago. It's like, give me a break. The guy got what he earned.
That's Boston in general, though. We start with the Devers thing and the playing first base, and
everyone's just viciously cheap around here. We fit in, but
it's brutal. Yeah, we do. But that was kind of my whole thought around moving forward into the off season. This is arguably the biggest off season for the Bruins in quite some time. I'll even throw decade title on there because they're at that true fork in the road where it's like, do you just give all the young guys the opportunity and like build on the fly like they have been doing? Or do you do a balance of that with making a big splash with the trade? And they have to make the decision. I listened to Evan Mersofsky and Connor Ryan, and this is the fork in the road that they were explaining too. And I couldn't agree more. They're truly there. And the one thing that they have to accomplish this offseason is purely speed. Purely speed. I have not seen a fast Bruins team here in quite some time. Maybe 2021. And they need to have that team like Buffalo that has those quick neutral zone quick ups, and they just didn't have it.
No, and that's why like they've been waving the flag. The Lindholm's got to go. They're slow, right? I think the fourth line, for example, with question mark around Corrali, you don't touch like Janot, Kaslik, call it what you want, but like they play relatively quick. They get pucks in, they get on guys quick, and like that's kind of a brand that you need. And like you got to look at who the Bruins are competing with in the Atlantic. These teams are no joke. Like Florida wasn't in it this year. You're telling me they're not going to be back, and they're a bunch of pricks. Like seriously. So if that's what they're going to be going up against, you gotta get some jam and sandpaper. But like, dude, it and they call me crazy. It almost feels like the $1 million question. Do guys want to come to Boston?
I hate that sentiment. I hate it so much.
I know. Just look at it. You know, like if you had the opportunity, would you go to South Florida or would you come to Boston?
Yeah, and I think when I was younger, I was like, why wouldn't anybody want to come to Boston? Like that makes no sense. And
Same
now
here.
I'm at the spot now where it's like that extra percent in taxes that's going on their contract versus going down to even play for like, or I guess Tampa or Florida or any of the other states that don't have income tax.
It makes such a difference.
Millions and millions of dollars.
We make pennies compared to these guys, and if we move to one of those states, our W-2s would look a lot different. So, like, just humanize it right there. And just, like, your quality of life. Like, not calling it crazy, but, like, you really do have to draft and develop. The Bruins suck at drafting, so they have to either overpay guys, which they did, and look how that turned out, or we just stay in this vicious cycle, which is infuriating. And this whole episode has, again, the heart rate has to be just well over 100 for this one. But yeah, I don't know.
I want to get off the ride.
Yeah,
I just want to get off the ride. I want to like walk into having a team where you're like, I want the other team to be like, holy fuck, these guys are fast. They can score. They play tough defensively. And as of right now, they play tough, not tough defensively. They score, but only from a select few guys, and they get saves from their goalie. That's kind of the Bruins' top three.
Matthew Tkachuk said it best when he was on Chick. It's like, oh, it's Boston. Like, they're good. They kind of play hard. That was it. Like, literally, like, that's not the Bruins that we grew up watching, that we were all in on, or the Bruins of the heyday, right? The big bad Bruins and playing that brand of hockey. It's just, like, you got the cast like running around like a maniac and Janot doing it and Zadorov. Like Zadorov leads the league in PIMS because he's just taking like a bunch of just stupid ass penalties. Like if you're leading the league in PIMS because you're just chucking knocks like a Delorier and like you're staying on the box outside of that, like cool, like right on, brother. But I don't know. It's a weird time.
I will say that I do believe in Sturm.
Same here.
I think is a crucial part to all of this is you need, if you're going to have such a disorganized team, call it, from like a roster standpoint, and have young guys coming in and out and have young guys that are playing their first full season, seemingly did a great job behind the scenes of making sure that things are running smoothly. And it sounds like they're going to make that captain announcement here pretty soon. I mean, betting odds have to be -110 for both Pasta and Chuck. I can't imagine it would go to anybody else. But that's going to be a crucial part here is you have to get someone manning the helm for the Bruins. And you can't be teams that don't have a captain.
No, an original six team too. Like, give me a break. They went the whole season with it. I know. And it's time. It's definitely a changing of the guard. But all in all, I mean, something's got to give. They say something's going to give. So let's see if they put their money where their mouth is, or they turn into the Red Sox, and we're just literally sitting here just screaming at them and punching air like a bunch of clowns.
I agree. And I think we have a ton to look forward to. We got the draft in late June. Free agency will kick off here soon. I think you'll start to see some more reports coming out now about players and their tenures with their current teams and who's available, who's not available. And I think Don and Neil are going to get on it quickly here, and as soon as they can. And I think that's going to be huge. So I think I'm going to keep an eye out for that. I think looking forward to just thinking about like the podcast in general. Like obviously not a ton of Bruins talk is going to be happening in the summer months, but we're going to get creative here. And we'll cover the draft, we'll cover free agency, we'll cover signings that the Bruins do, we'll cover prospects and whatnot that the Bruins either sign or maybe they're after from a college standpoint. But we're going to get a little bit more personal too. I think we might do some fishing videos, David. Maybe I jump on deck with you and we'll do a day in the life of fishing, day in the life of golfing.
No one needs to see that.
Things. Yeah, I mean, just thinking, and then maybe try and catch some Providence Bruins games here as they're continuing their charge in the playoffs. And we're going to be very active on social media. We'll be covering the Bruins from almost like a journalistic standpoint, where all your updates will be there. We'll make sure to make sure that you're informed of what's going on. And just keep growing this. I think we got something here, and I think the Bruins are going north, and I think we got them at the right time, and I think we got something here.
Totally, couldn't agree more, and you couldn't put it any better there, BK. I'm like, we didn't really know what was going to come of this season, right? And this was a 4 a.m. idea after a couple of texts, and one thing led to the next. We started on this Riverside app and just started pumping these things out, and we couldn't have asked for a better outcome for the same seed side. There were the highs, the lows, the Olympics, obviously the heartbreak here in the playoffs, but there was always something to talk about, and growing the social medias, and like BCam said, keep an eye out for stuff. Going to be pumping it out here. Not same seats isn't going anywhere. Sorry, you're stuck with us. But tune in, follow. We're definitely going to want to get some guests on to figure that out. Again, first time around the sun for the boys here. So we're going to keep plugging away and come with the big things. And then obviously big shout out here to one of the co-hosts, Mike Doyle here. Big wedding coming up this weekend. We're losing another good man out there, but hey, just like us, right in the mix. So yeah, stay tuned. BCam, any other closing thoughts before we wrap?
No, shout out to Mikey and Bailey. Hopefully it's a beautiful weekend up at the old stomping grounds. And yeah, I'm happy and sad that the season's over. It's like kind of gives me some time back a little bit.
Yes.
But at the same time, I wish they were still going. But I'm excited for what's to come, and gives us a fuck ton to talk about leading up to it. So I'm ready to keep going. And thanks for listening. It's been fucking so much fun, and we'll continue to do it.
And we can talk, so bring your eardrums. All right, everyone.
All right.
Peace.